Hello and welcome, everybody. This is Chart Request Live. We do this show twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on Stock Market TV. I'm joined today, as always, by Patrick Dunawilla of the Chart Report. How you doing, Patrick?
Stevie, how you doing?
Good, man. So I see you marking up a chart of the Russell 3000 index. You want to
That's
talk about it?
true. That's true. Do you want to talk about why we like the Russell 3000?
I believe this is its constituents make up about 98% of the investable U.S. equities market. Is that still true?
Yeah. Yeah, and so I always this is my default page whenever I go to TradingView. It's just the Russell 3000. Yeah, we always look at the S&P, but I like to mix it up a little bit. But showing the same thing, pretty broad index here that's breaking out. All in all, just another week. I mean, we're pretty flat on the week, but not down, right? Still haven't gotten that 2% correction.
These weekly charts do a great job of just showing what a relentless bid there's been for the broader market off of the October lows.
Yeah,
Like, we're going on 2 quarters of this.
yeah. And, I think leadership is really healthy. Like you have financials leading off of the lows. And then there's, areas within financials that are just starting to break out. Like you have broker dealers here just starting to emerge. So that party could keep going for a while.
Do you worry about overhead supply? I'm finding it more challenging, relatively speaking, to enter new longs past week and a half.
Yeah, there's definitely areas that are running into that overhead supply. I think Bitcoin is one of them where, it seems like we cleared it and we did officially break out, but, it's a process and we could kind of consolidate here. At the same time, we're not totally breaking down. So that's I think very constructive and bullish.
Energy looks like this.
Yeah,
Materials look like this. You just showed some subsectors of financials look like this. Like, this is what Bitcoin looked like when you said, "Oh, we got the breakout," like a week or two ago. This could
right,
change.
right.
Right? Like,
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
so even if you get a decisive breakout in something like energy, we're up like 10 straight weeks in energy and its industry group indexes. Just digestion, a little bit of cool off, a little bit of backing and filling. I would rather be buying some of these guys on weakness at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah. It's a little
Right.
tough. Like you said, it's tough to kind of start new positions here.
How's it going, everybody in the chat? John Wick, Adam Lake, Mark Zerby, Jonathan, Jason, Sam. Me and Sam were just looking at the GameStop chart. Just throw it up.
Oh
This,
yeah?
this is a squeezy environment. I know you guys like the junky stuff there in the chat. So GameStop, I mean, look, we often say there's a time and a place for everything. I think this is a good time and a good place for some GameStop YOLOs. I mean,
What's your level?
heavily shorted stocks are working. My level's right here. Zoom in, show a daily, show those pivot lows. I think you scoop and score above there, get a little bit of a failed breakdown. This chart has been steadily just dripping lower for several years now since its pandemic, insanity. But
Yeah,
within that slow and steady downtrend, you get 50, 100%, counter trend moves all day. I just think
totally.
this is momentum not getting oversold all year, really, since what, October of last year? No oversold momentum reading. Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, I don't hate it. At first glance, it sounds like you're nuts, but I see what you're seeing here. A little mean reversion could be pretty juicy.
Need confirmation still, right? Want to see
Yeah.
some want to see this candle close like this or better today, and then some follow through, blow through these old lows from what, late last year that was, I guess, December.
Yeah. And you're not making the bet that this thing's going to all-time highs. But like you said, you could get a really nice 50% rip in this thing. So
The chat,
money's money, right? It doesn't matter if you made it trading Berkshire Hathaway or Bitcoin or whatever. So,
and you don't have to give it back, right? Your trading
right.
gain, you get to keep them. So Thrifty in the chat, how is GME not obsolete? It's not about that. Not about that at all. It's probably a zero. Trade Bed Bath and Beyond on its way to zero too, right? So, and we'll do the next one as well. Let's hit the mailbag before we get to the chat. Long one today, so let's just do our best here. ERF, weekly and monthly,
All right.
long-term guide.
I gotta start removing some of my old drawings here, but what is this? Enter plus. Is this
Definitely
energy?
energy.
Yep.
I could see the energy in this range.
Yeah. So we're starting with a daily here. Probably should have started with a weekly. We could do that actually.
No, he wants weekly and monthly.
Weekly and monthly. Okay. Wow, very long term. So we'll start monthly. So, I mean, if we really want to zoom back, you have this massive, massive downtrend here that it finally broke here in 2022. And it's just kind of been consolidating like a lot of energy stocks. And we zoom into a weekly. Here we are just starting to break out these last couple weeks here of this multi-year consolidation, just like any other energy stock. Been moving sideways since June 2022. You finally get the breakout here. I think next level, you're probably looking at those 2014 highs around $25 right up here. So right like that. I'd say that's your kind of near-term level. Beyond that, you're looking at 33, and that's kind of this shelf of support here from 2007, and it was the highs. Oh, sorry. It was kind of the highs in 2011 too. Oh, let me just, there we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So highs in 2011. So first you're looking at 25, then you're looking at 33 as your next. But this one, it looks like the move's on, breaking out just like most energy stocks. That's a pretty tight range there too. So the move's on.
Nice structure. Yeah. And look, the fact that he's asking for weekly and monthly obviously has a longer time frame in mind. This is
Yeah.
a long-term setup, right?
Yeah. And I think it totally makes sense to be looking for exposure to energy here and ways to play it. So
Interesting one in the chat that I am doing some due diligence on right now. This is the Couche-Tard. So this is the Couche-Tard ticker symbol ATD on the TSX. There it is.
ATD on T. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So what is this?
So Circle K?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Circle K just did a big deal in the Florida Keys. They bought all of our Dion's locations. They're keeping the fried chicken though.
Okay.
Nobody worried. But Circle K, it's like convenience stores apparently. I don't know if I have this right. It's a huge company though, like $80 billion market cap.
Well, it's funny you say that because like the gas station we grew up going to in high school back in Syracuse, they just got acquired by Circle K as well. So they must just be buying up small gas stations left and right. Yeah.
Yeah, Circle K and Couche-Tard. I've never heard of the Couche-Tard. I don't know if that's a brand or if that's an actual location, but Circle K's are everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knew?
All right.
So this one, man, it's tough with this one, right? One of these just persistent trends. Here we are right on the trend line. So this is pretty important spot. Buyers need to show up here to keep this party going.
Yeah.
You drill down, you got a little bit of a momentum divergence here. I don't love that it's hitting oversold for the first time in looks like over a year. Looks like, yeah, since 2021, your first oversold reading. So this is pretty, I mean, this is a long trend here. We'll see. You might get a deeper correction here. I don't love that momentum divergence and just how long this trend has been kind of going for. And you got this gap here. That could create some issues too if you're just starting along here. So this one's tough. I mean, it's been in such a persistent uptrend, but what do you do with it here? You could try to buy this support, but again, momentum is really kind of deteriorating there. What do you think about this one, Steve?
I mean, it's a consumer staple. I don't care what it's listed as, right? This is a staple. So slow and steady, low volatility. I think it's super cool. I like it. I don't know how I've never heard of it, probably because I'm not trading Toronto Stock Exchange stocks very often. But like this is like buying 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Right. I do like it. I think there's a place for this in a longer term portfolio. I think they pay like a 1% yield too. So I love that. I don't love the oversold reading.
Yeah. It's just been going on for so long. This isn't like a fresh breakout, so it's tricky. But if you're already long this one, I wouldn't let it go under 70 here. That's probably a good place to call it quits.
And neither of us are big trend line guys, but I mean, look at all these touches.
I know.
Back to this trend line here.
Yeah.
All right.
And the rule with that is the more touches, kind of the more valid it becomes. So.
Right. That's right. Okay. Just checking the chat quick. All right, we're gonna get to these guys. We're gonna get to these. I think Pat's gonna just rip right through these.
Should we just rip?
IMO, IMO, zoom way out. Mark is fired up on energy and metals. He's seeing a big base multi-year breakout, multi-decade, no?
Ooh.
Zoom, go, go,
Oh,
go, go.
wow.
Yeah. Uh,
We gotta go monthly.
looking, so I'm looking for a good long entry. It's been running since it broke out from its 2023 September highs. Surprised to see a 10% short float on this one. Really, me too.
Huh. 10% float. Short float. I mean, that's not super extreme, but that's not nothing. And something breaking out to all-time highs, it definitely makes you scratch your head.
Yeah.
So I see exactly what he's saying. I mean, the breakout in September 2023, and it's on. I think, you fib this out, and we can kind of do it with closing prices too on the weekly.
He's looking for an entry though. I mean,
Oh, he is.
yeah, that's a tough one.
That's again a tough one. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're looking to buy pullbacks. And Steve, it goes back to what you said at the top of the show. It's really kind of hard to start new positions here, whether you're looking in energy, something that's working like energy, or metals even. I think metals it's probably a little easier. Some of these gold miners, but anyway. So yeah, I'd be looking to buy pullbacks towards 60 here. It is a little extended. The breakout's already on. But ultimately, it looks like it's headed towards the 90s here. Yeah, I used two different Fibonacci extensions, one using closing prices and one using the absolute highs and lows. So somewhere in this 90s is where you're looking for your first target here. But this is a massive base. I mean, this has been going on since 2008, and you're finally eclipsing those highs. So it could run there pretty quick. Maybe you do enter here and you keep it you keep a really tight stop on it using one of the intraday lows from the past few days. But this is tricky. Here we are up, what, eight days in a row, something like that.
Yeah,
So
probably like 8 weeks also.
yeah, but I like it. It's just, you got to kind of find a way to get into it. And then once you're into it, manage risk using one of those intraday lows or something like that, maybe a trailing stop if it starts working immediately.
So this will be the ninth straight up week for Imperial.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Forgetting I'm looking at a weekly, so that's 9 weeks.
The best trends are the hardest to get into, right? So this
Absolutely.
good
Yeah.
thing if you're looking at this long term, the fact that we're like, I don't know where you even get into this, that's a good thing. That speaks to the momentum in the name. I always look for the short term continuations, right? Hopefully you look back at this one in 2 or 3 weeks and you see a little coil and you can just
Yep.
find a resolution to that.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like Steve's saying, if it starts to consolidate here, that gives you a place to then start looking for an entry, because let's say it starts flagging here, then you can kind of use the VWAP from the top of the flag to kind of signal an entry, get you into the position.
Uh the requests are just so good today.
What do we got?
It's all commodity stocks, Pat. For as
They,
far as
they know their stuff. They know their stuff.
Franco Nevada weekly looks like a failed top. Just how we like it. It sure does, Josh.
Oh man. And those are some of our favorite patterns.
Right. So we love this. The classic non-top. Then he says, drill on into the daily when you're done marking this. He's looking for a way to get in. This one's going to be easier to get into than the last one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because it's kind of closer to that level here. So what he's talking about here is it looked like a top, right? We zoom out here. It really looked like this was kind of a topping pattern, and it did break support here around 106, 107, and then quickly reclaimed it like that. So what looked like a top is now looking like it's not so much of a top, or looking like a failed top. So like this. And those failed tops, you can get some pretty violent upside moves after those. So from here, you could either, if you want to be more aggressive, use 107 as your risk level and get in here, or get in here and then use like the September lows as your risk level. So like 114, that gives you, it's a little more conservative of a trade here. But ultimately, your first target, I'd say, is this shelf of former highs here around 160. That's kind of your first target, but I think you're looking beyond that. That's kind of more just confirmation of the failed top. But beyond that, I think you want to look for some sort of extended move from this. So I would be looking at 190 ultimately,
That's where his head's
and
at
that
too.
might even be conservative too for this.
Yeah, I think I like this one.
Yeah, I do too. And it's in the right space too, right? It's a big established player within the space too.
The big ones, the big established ones, are some of the worst looking though.
Really? But didn't FCX just break out or
Talking about like Newmont,
okay.
Barrick, right?
What
Yeah.
do you think of this one? Freeport.
Oh, Freeport's great. We've been, yeah. Sean just put an options trade on it. We discussed on the Flow show. We're so into this. Copper looks great. Catch up trade here to Southern Copper and some of the others.
And they're not just copper, right? They're
No, they're gold, they're copper.
okay.
They're mostly industrial metals.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, next. What do we got? Hey guys, looking for some outlook on TDW. This is another one. Hard trade.
EW. So this
Hard
one,
trade.
yeah, yeah. So this one showed up in the buzz not too long ago. It's again hard trade, right, Steve?
Yeah.
So it's kind of coming into, yeah, this is a tricky one. So I think here was your real breakout
Hmm.
right here back in January of last year. Just still going. Let's
His
zoom
time
all
frame
the
is weeks to months too. So you want to drill down, not out.
weeks to months.
Yeah. Short term. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's tricky. So I think this could be a problem here. This oh, 103 level around there.
What's the daily look like? Are we overbought in the daily too? We got to be like
Yeah,
RSI.
we'll take a look at that. So daily, yeah,
I don't like it.
momentum's actually. I like that it's confirming. I mean, you don't have any sort of divergence there, but getting in this one here, it's tough. You know, I think maybe play it back. You have a little bit of a consolidation here. Let's just take all this off for a second. If you are being a little more tactical, you're trading it off a daily. Right around this 75 level. I'd be looking for pullbacks to there to get involved. But this thing's extended and it's just kind of, to get in here, unless you're talking about a longer position, it's just kind of tough. What do we got next?
Carrier. I like the cup and handle in Carrier.
Carrier.
Air
So
conditioning.
Carrier, it used to be a Syracuse company where I grew up, and the dome where the Orangemen play, it's the Syracuse
Carrier dome.
Carrier Dome. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
They changed it though. Now it's like JMI Wireless or something like that. So
Not the
anyway,
Carrier dome anymore. My whole.
uh, I
Oh,
know, I know. Anyway,
I never put
what's the ticker? I should know.
a CARR. I never put two and two together that the Carrier dome was Carrier, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
And they used to be like the biggest employer there, and then they left, and I think they went to I don't know where they're headquartered now.
I
But
thought this was like a
wow.
United Technologies brand. I guess not.
No, are they Defense United Technologies?
Yeah, a lot of stuff, right?
But wow, what a beautiful looking chart here. So you have the base right here, almost like a cup and handle. Who requested this one? Really nice find. So you have the cup
Oh,
here.
Justin.
It looks like it actually did break out, and then that kind of failed, like a lot of these things, And we at the top of the show we talked about how a lot of these breakouts that get back to their levels of overhead supply, they do initially break out, and then they kind of struggle like this. And this is a great example of it. The S&P did it too, where it kind of returned to those highs and then built up a handle before you ultimately got the real juicy breakout. So that's kind of what's going on here. And I think that's super constructive that you already had the failed breakout. And now you have this consolidation that's been going on since July of last year. So this thing could really go any day now. I don't know when earnings are, that could probably be a catalyst, but uh let's just get the trade here. This is a great one.
It was a spinoff from United Technologies.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean,
Otis
because
also.
look at this. It IPO'd in 2020, and not too many issues that came public look like this in
Yeah, seriously.
things that went public in that time. So,
Otis was spun off at the same time. Chart looks almost exactly the same, only it's already
ooh,
broken.
let's take a quick look at that after this. But so I think, yeah, super easy trade. Or well, I shouldn't say easy, but your levels are very well defined here.
Clean.
Yes, yes, very clean chart. Above 59 gets you to 75. You could call it 60 if you want to be extra sure, if you want that extra confirmation. So 60 gets you to 75. Wouldn't let it go below 57. Yeah, then that's probably a good place to call it quits. But this one, really like that cup and handle setup. And you have this really, really vicious uptrend that preceded it. So this has all just been one big digestion. And it's getting ready for that next leg, I think.
Yeah, it's a nice chart. All right,
Yeah.
good. I
Should we
really,
check out Otis real quick?
yeah, Otis just show, yeah, see,
Yeah, I see what you mean. Very, very similar. This one, the breakout's already on.
that's right. I love this next one. I wish we would do more of this. So, remember, like when you're in high school, maybe middle school.
Oh yeah, yeah, good times.
Relax.
What about it?
Would you rather? You ever play that game?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So this would probably be slightly different than the way you talked about it in middle school. But would you rather? Would you rather Allegheny Technologies ATI or CRS over a 6 month time frame?
Okay, wait, say that again. What is
ATI,
AGI? Or no,
AT,
ATI, right? Versus what?
CRS, Carpenter Technology Corp. Wow, both of these. Ooh, both,
Wow.
I believe, metal fabrication. Yeah.
So this is ATI on a monthly, and then CRS. Oof. That's looking good. So just looking at absolute here, I think I'd have to go with CRS just because it looks like a little bit
I'm with
cleaner
you.
of a breakout, right?
Does the relative trend confirm that?
Let's yeah, well look. So this one, if it's above 79, the breakout's on. It looks really good. It looks like it's breaking out here. Yeah, it is totally breaking out here. So CRS versus a TI. Oh, what a messy relative trend. Nothing there.
Yeah.
Really, really tough here. Not giving you a ton of conviction in terms of the relative performance.
Yeah,
So
so then throw it out. Go to the absolute trend. I'm with you.
yeah, so I mean actually I guess I'd go with CRS here if I had to, gun to my head with this ratio. I guess I'd say that this,
Yeah.
this looks like it resolves higher,
Yeah.
but kind of messy. I would definitely go with CRS, I think. Although I haven't heard of CRS, I'm familiar with it, Allegheny Technologies. That's a steel name, right?
Yeah. Metal fabrication. Both of them with, or I'm sorry, CRS with some really nice short-term momentum.
What are you looking at? Are you looking at like a rate of change or
6.5% today. It was up 3.5% yesterday.
nice?
Three and a
Yeah,
half billion. A little bit.
119. I think you're looking at 119 as your target here for CRS. If it's above 79, that's a nice move. But look at that base. That thing has been basing since '07, and here we are finally breaking out.
It's
These are some really, really big,
yeah.
big breakouts. Like this is a trend. These
These are
metals,
commodity.
yeah, this,
Commodity.
something's going on here. Something's definitely going on.
Could it be like a commodity super cycle?
Here
All right.
we are saying that word again. Every time I think that it's dead, it comes back.
These are super cycle bases.
Right.
Okay.
And that's how a super cycle should be, right? See that kind of ebbing and flowing where you think it's over and then it's not. It just comes back with vengeance, right?
That's right. That's right. We had a consolidation phase that lasted years within
Right.
a
Like,
broader structural uptrend. So
right.
yeah,
And this is what he's talking about. XLE just absolutely took off after COVID. It has been the post-pandemic leader by far.
Yeah, it's better than tech.
Right, but way better than tech. It's up like 300 versus like 200 for tech.
I heard somebody on one of the networks the other day be like, it was making this point, and he goes, friend of ours, goes, and tech's only up 150%. And then he laughs at himself. He goes, only.
You're gonna have to tell me who that was soon. But man, this thing it's on the verge of breaking out to all-time highs too. I think we're only 5% away
Yeah.
on XLE. And that's that's like 1 or 2 good days, basically.
And
we're 3.9% away from all-time highs.
The S&P 500 sector index that XLE tracks already made a new all-time high, I believe.
Yeah, I saw that. JC posted a great chart of that. And it took me a second. I was like, wait a second, XLE is not at all-time highs. And then looked a little closer. He was using the index. Tricky move there.
Yeah. So CRS was also Wavy's pick.
Wavy.
Not Wavy.
Of course, I should have known. Should have known.
Yeah, right. So Alcoa Corporation, and then we're going to do GEL, and then we're done.
Okay. We're done with the mailbag or just done in general?
Done.
Wow.
Got out today. I'm interviewing Jack Schwager.
I know. That's going to be exciting. I can't wait to watch that.
Market Wizards fame. So we're interviewing.
What are you going to ask him? Do you know?
I gotta go. I got a half hour to get that out when we're done here. No, I have plenty of things that I want to
I'm
ask.
sure you will. When is that airing? Where can we watch that?
You ask the studio guys. I don't know. I never know when things
It airs when it airs.
I know when they get recorded.
So Alcoa here. I really like that it reclaimed this level. I mean, so it broke out a couple weeks ago, that downtrend line that's been in place for the last couple of years. But I think this is actually the more important development here, is that it reclaimed this 33 level. You can see that was support 2021, 2022, 2023. It finally broke down. Here we are in the process of reclaiming it. You could see it tried here, failed. Here we are. This is decisive. I would say this is clear breakout, no question about it. And you got this kind of little scoop and score base here, right here. I think you're looking at this shelf around 56, 55, 56 for your next kind of target in the immediate term. Maybe even a little higher than 56. So that's where you're looking in the near term. Beyond that, you're looking at the 2022 highs right around the 90s here. But this one, it looks like the squeeze is on. I'd be interested to see what short interest is for this,
I don't. Not off the top of my head. It's the right area to be looking for longs. Maybe some sort of catch-up trade here, but not a leader.
I'm not a leader. Yep, that's a great point. Yeah. Yeah. What would you compare this to? Like an ATI? I mean, kind of.
I don't know, because Alcoa, is it steel or aluminum? I think it's
okay. So on Coifin, right? It says
it's aluminum.
Are CENX, FCX. I don't know what I call those.
Kaiser. Yeah. CSTM.
And by the way, short interest is 6.5%. So nothing too crazy.
Here's what I'll say. The CSTM, I think we just wrote about that one. We would rather own something that looks like that. So this is the leader.
Beautiful. Beautiful. What is this? This is a leader?
Yeah.
Within steel?
Aluminum.
Dude, what a chart.
That's right.
Oh my God, you're playing that one back to all-time highs. 30, 32, maybe even beyond, right?
I think the broader point about today's Chart Request Live is the charts here. When you zoom out, every chart we went over today was a commodity stock.
Pretty much. Hey, have we had one software name? Have we had one cybersecurity name? Nothing.
No. But I also think careful, right? Because I know that we're all listening to each other and sharing similar trades here. But that's not great sentiment either. Right? 10 straight up weeks. Now, all anybody wants to do is talk about energy, materials, these names. When you zoom out on these charts, these things look so good. I know a lot of you in the chat who come and watch this show are traders and have very short-term time frames. Just keep that in mind. coming off, the momentum that we've seen over the past 2-3 months now from these groups, the stocks that we talked about today, it might not be the best entry for a tactical or more short-term trade. Longer term, all day. Pat just showed you 10 beautiful bases in some of these stocks, right? Long term, all day. But depending on your time frame, it might not be the best spot for new or fresh longs. That's all,
No, I think that's a great point. A lot of the times, by the time the breakouts become apparent, by the time the theme becomes apparent, it's kind of too late, right? A lot of the times these make their moves, and if you're not in them, you're kind of left on the sidelines. So,
one last one before we go. I promised somebody on
but
Twitter.
by the way, great chart here. I'm gonna write this one down.
Really good. GEL. Last one. This looks midstream to me.
GEL, yeah, I saw somebody on Twitter asked us about this one. So I hadn't looked at this one before, but wow, what a clearly defined level here. What is this thing? So energy.
Yeah, it's an
Oh,
MLB.
midstream. Got it. So 13 is your level, clear level. I mean, how many times have we failed at this thing? 1, 2, I mean, bunch. And if you get that, so if you get, oh, whoa. You get that, you're looking here, this $20 level. So 13 gets you 20. That's a nice move. That's a nice move. What is that? 13 to 20. That's pretty nice, right?
Pay a nice yield along the way too, I'll bet. Pop it out, check the yield.
There you go. Yeah. What are we dealing with? 5.5 or 5.1?
Sweet.
That's your sweet spot, right? You're the expert with the dividend and stuff.
That is not a sweet spot. That's way too high. But this industry group, they pay monster yields. It's just
okay.
Nature of these stocks.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, 13 gets you to 20. Beyond that, then you're looking at like 26.
That's a sweet move, 13 to 20.
I was gonna say you don't even need anything beyond that. That's pretty juicy.
All right.
But I think, again, this is how uptrends form. First, you have to break the downtrend. I know it sounds simple, but that's what's going on here. First, you break the downtrend, then a lot of the times you consolidate for a while, and then it's a slow process, and you're seeing it in a lot of these names. So yeah.
Dawson in the chat says no tech/software stocks. That's going to be the reason why I'm looking at them more.
There you go. Hey, you know what? I like that. I like that way of thinking. Look where people aren't looking. Here we are getting all bulled up on commodity stocks. I think it's the right thing to do, but I also think it's smart to do that.
Wavy, you're right. That was our friend on CNBC. Okay. It seems like we're good. We will get to more on Tuesday. As always, thank you everybody for joining us.
Before we go, Steve, let me ask you, what's your favorite? You got any favorite silver miners, silver plays, anything?
You know what I've been doing. I got into some AG calls last week. I'm already out of all of them.
Whoa!
This is just my vehicle.
30% move.
This is my vehicle. If you trade for a long time through various cycles, you have like go-tos. Like
what? Mine is usually Pan America.
Pan America, PAAS is good.
Yes.
Silver Wheaton, they call it Wheaton Precious now. It used to be SLW, now it's WPM. But listen, people think I hate precious metals. I've been very involved in the past, and I'll get very involved this time again. Also, for now, this trade for me is done. I'm probably going to be in something like Wheaton Precious more longer term as a vehicle to play the breakout in gold.
Yeah, and this looks very similar to Pan America. Same thing going on there. I mean, kind of this failed move here.
Listen, these names are juicy. These guys move when they go. AG. Do the 5-week rate of change on AG real quick if you can.
5-week rate of change. Let's do it. Oops. Ooh, thrusting.
Is that daily?
This is weekly. Sorry. Wait, what did you say? 5-day rate of change?
Oh, I was doing the 5-week. Hold on.
5-week. I mean, it's still pretty good. And Steve, so that's the biggest move since 2020. But I think it's easy to forget that move in precious metals in 2020 because there was so much other stuff ripping then. But
Yeah.
that's when actually precious metals really made their move before COVID. I don't know if you remember that, but
Yeah. They look great.
anyway,
Patrick, I gotta go. This
yeah,
is great. Thank
let's
you,
shut it
everybody.
down.
Thanks everybody for joining us. As always, thanks for participating, bringing all these great ticker requests along. We will be back here next Tuesday at 1 o'clock Eastern time
You'll be on the charts.
with Pat. Yeah, with me. In the meantime, check us out on the morning show every morning, 8:30 to 10 o'clock Eastern time. And hopefully that Jack Schwager interview is out really soon. 'Cause I'm
I know.
excited.
Good luck with it. You're gonna kill it.
All right, everybody.